said, was it the Blue Eyes White Dragon? And I never got looked at with such disappointment from people in my entire life.
You know, the thing about Daenerys is I really like her as a character, but I think she's going to turn out being a villain. And this means nothing to you.
No, but I mean, I'm sure it means something to someone, so like, totally.
Yeah, it means everything to me.
And every other cool person in the world, I'm sure it means something to.
But I have a feeling she's going to turn out to be a bad guy.
Let's keep moving.
And that kind of makes her hotter in my eyes.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, girls always like the bad boy, so why not the guy likes the bad girl?
Because when you say bad girl, that implies something slutty.
Well, I mean,
it's different implications. You know, it's the whole. I agree that with some people that there's double standards. Like, you could be a bad boy, and that's okay. But if you're a bad girl, that means you have promiscuous sex with lots of partners, and that's not the very best thing to do. When even though a guy has promiscuous sex with lots of partners, he's hailed as a hero.
Yeah, it's totally a double standard.
Yep.
Totally a double standard, and it's not right, to be honest with you, because I mean, I feel like guys should equally be shamed for the same thing.
Yeah.
And how much? I mean, and people don't. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I think it does, in a small way, reflect poorly on a guy, especially if he wants to settle down after having a life of promiscuity. I want to do it like Hank Hill. Promiscuity.
We'll have to ask one of our Jackass Express buddies.
I was hoping you weren't going to bring it up.
But see, here's the thing. As a guy, let's say I'm in charge of a company.
Yes.
Or I take over for a company.
You're in charge of White Ass for. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, but well, okay, yeah. Let's use that as a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm there, and we merged the two podcasts, and Why Did Ask For and Jackass Express become one entity, and I have to fill different roles, and you know, everyone's really cool and everything, and then I find out that Dan has cheated on his wife. I, as a person knowing what Dan did, could never hire him to do an important role. Not because I think it's bad, or, you know, everyone makes mistakes. I can forgive mistakes. But, in my mind, you made a commitment to a person. The most important commitment you could make, and you reneged on it. So what's going to stop you from reneging on something that you're doing for the company?
That's
family is ultimately more important than a company.
That's true, and also it demonstrates where they were more concerned about themselves than this person that they claim to commit themselves to.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. If they're so easy to break ties that way, and they're unrepentant,
like even if it's a one-time thing and they are repentant, I could never put them in an important role.
Oh, an important role, but you'd still hire them to, like, you know, janitor, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be like, you know, you are really good at this job, and you know your shit, you have a lot of talent, but you broke the most sacred commitment you could ever make.
Yeah, you don't have integrity.
Yeah.
How can you conduct business on our behalf if you don't have integrity?
Yeah. And I think if more people knew that that could be a direct result, it would prevent a lot of stuff like that.
I agree.
Because it always comes out. Someone always finds out.
It's true. So I think what we're trying to say here is
keep it in your pants.
Dan. Yeah. Poor Dan. This is where Tip and I get brave because he's not here to yell at us and put us to work and give us more assignments.
Yep. I haven't finished any of the assignments he gave me anyways.
Oh, well, we gotta. I mean, we have been trying to get them recorded. It's not our fault that some of the video crashes or the audio crashes, but Hey, we're getting there.
I have done a lot of recording, and I've done a lot of effort into it, but my show is called Just the Tip, where I just do... The whole point of the show is just giving you, like, the beginning of it.
We may have to flesh out the whole structure of the show a little bit, or at least
Well, like half-assed advice or something. So, of course, Just the Tip is only getting just the tip of the work.
Just the Tip, episode number 1. Plan your time better. Make commitments and stick to them. Don't tell Dan you're going to do anything unless you've already done it.
Exactly.
Oh man, no, I actually I don't want to say what it is yet, but we're trying to reformat the way that we deliver the podcast on YouTube, and it'll still be on YouTube, so that's no worries there. I'm sure nobody was worried.
No, they weren't.
The only one who was worried was probably Dan. But yeah, and it was a huge undertaking to try to change the way to do everything, because not many people realize that, you know, when you watch a podcast online or somebody updates a website with a link dump and all that stuff, it's actually work. It's not like you go into it and, oh hey, I did a fun podcast now instantly.
Even our shitty half-ass low edited version takes a long time to get processed.
Low edited, please.
Could you imagine these people that have, like, graphics and green screen and everything?
Yeah.
I mean, for them, it's a full-time job.
You know, a lot of times I'll be on Reddit, and they'll be, you know, you can tell that they're kids.
Yeah.
And they're starting their own stuff, and it's like, that's great, you know, because honestly, television sucks, so the more people making content nowadays, the better, because I'd rather watch something online than on TV, except for, I guess, Game of Thrones. But my point is, they get started, and then they quit right away because they realize that it's actually work. You actually have to, you know, edit the audio, or sometimes the audio will come out and it sounds awful, and then they give up because I don't know how to make the audio sound good.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many hours I've spent watching YouTube videos, and there's a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old explaining to me, this is how you equalize the sound on Audacity. This is how you know, use a chroma key effect. And I'm like, oh, man.
I wonder if people can hear that I'm playing the Game of Thrones song in the background now.
I hope we don't get in trouble for that. It's not really Game of Thrones. It's
bum bum.
It's
ba-dum bum ba-dum.
It's the Crane of Drones.
No, by me humming it, that puts my own artistic rendition. So it's a cover. Bum, bum,
no, but what if they?
Ba-da-dum.
We're talking about frivolous lawsuits, man. Can't get much more frivolous than trying to sue poor little whited ass word.
Well, like here's the thing when that I don't understand with YouTube and these people that have copyright. Kinda, it's a gray area for me. Not because I like to pirate or anything like that. Everything I have, I've downloaded legally. But like if it's on YouTube and you're watching a video on YouTube and they're doing a like a talk show style.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is what happened. Why are you going to sue and say you can't use our content when they're pretty much giving you free publicity, and Google is the company that's paying them. You're not.
Well, okay. Here's what I've learned, because yeah, I've struggled with this question a lot, especially editing videos for us, and especially when we did Zackcast Express, and we were referencing everything, movies and everything.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we do in real life.
We commentate on it. We're giving updates, news, and reviews and opinions and stuff. And that's where I think we're okay. It's because, and this is, please, anybody who's listening that might want to take some information away from this, research it yourself and not take Patrick's advice here. Patrick said, who's Patrick? But I assure you I'm broke. I can't give you anything. But if you're referencing the material as a review slash opinion based thing, like you're giving your thoughts on a subject matter, you're okay. That's under fair use, even though fair use is so subjective nowadays. You're gonna be okay. And but it's when people take, like, let's say the Legend of Zelda theme song, and then they decide to make a cartoon called Henry's Great Adventure. And
that's infringement.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the lines get so blurred and people get so scared to use material. But the good thing about YouTube, YouTube has a lot of great things, like hosting these dumb videos.
It has awesome things like Why Did Ask For?
Exactly, the most wonderful videos alive, next to their cousin, Jackass Express.
Way better than recent.
The good thing about YouTube is that if you're infringing on something, they'll either tell you to take the video down, they'll take the video down, or they'll monetize it with something that they do, like they'll add the ads to it. And they'll just get the money for it, but they won't take away from the video. Now, obviously, that can hurt if you're depending on your videos for a source of income, but it's a great lesson to learn. What did I do wrong this time? What am I not compliant with? And it also gives you a backbone to contact YouTube and be like, hey, this was not copyrighted material. This is actually
fair use.
This is fair use, or I got permission from this guy, and then you can learn how to do the process. And
but just in general, like it's all these. We'll take Metallica.
Okay.
Metallica hated it that people downloaded their music from Napster, so they brought Napster down. They brought a big lawsuit. How much money do they actually get from record sales? They get next to nothing. They make all their money touring and merchandise, because when you do a record sale, you got 10% going here, 20% going there. Record company pretty much tells you how much you're going to make. So wouldn't you want more people to be exposed to your music and have the money to go to your concert where you make more money off of them?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good argument. I think what they're concerned about is that if, like, for instance, you and I were here and then all of a sudden we're playing Ghostbusters, and then we get to a boss fight, like I'm about to do this weird little boss fight thing with the sledge, and so we start playing something from Metallica. Well, that added to our video, and we're like, oh man, this is so metal. We love Metallica. They're so great, and they gave us this. We're using their IP, their intellectual property, to enhance ours. And even though it draws more attention to them, it's not necessarily going to, it's not going to be the same thing as if a motion picture paid a license to use our music.
I will disagree, because the motion picture will pay the license to the holder of the masters, I think it is, to their record label, and they'll get a small percentage. They always get a small percentage.
Well, believe me, you're not the only person that disagrees. There's several people that disagree,
but like, we're sitting here and we got fuel blasting in the background while we're racing Ecto 1. I don't know. And some little kid is there that's never heard that song, and he's like, well, who's that? And I think as long as we don't take credit for the song and we put, hey, this song was this band in the little bottom part, we're doing our part to introduce new fans to them.
Oh,
for someone to be like, hey,